Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 29th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, there seems to be some major algorithm updates going on with Google right now, the ranking changes, shifts, and so forth. Lots of different tools showing it. In fact, this morning I even did a second post, so this probably started around Tuesday of this week, and it's now going in through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday in terms of algorithm updates. John Mueller even commented basically saying, yeah, we're constantly making updates like he always does. But the tools are going absolutely insane. The chatter is pretty significant. So there definitely seems to be some type of Google update going on. So here's John Mueller's statement, as you can see over here on the screen. And the tools themselves are all showing significant patterns of Google algorithm changes going forward. It's hard to know exactly what's going on. Some people are speculating it's HTTPS. Some people are speculating it's mobile first. It's really hard to know exactly. I did ask Google. I'm waiting to hear back, but we will see. Google said that they do sometimes check for spam patterns between all the verified sites you have on your Google Search Console. So definitely, if you are spamming, like I said this before, don't verify all your spammy websites in one Google Search Console profile. It doesn't make any sense to do that. There is a bug with the Google Sitelinks Searchbox, so that feature where you actually were able to go to Google, search, and then a box would show up with a search within this site type of feature. Here's what it looked like, where you were able to actually go ahead and, you go do a search for a certain site in Google, and up comes this little box under the snippet. It's called a Sitelinks Searchbox. That has dropped out. It's a bug with Google. Google's looking to fix it, and so forth. So keep in there. Also, it seems like Google is serving more AMP content in the mobile results. There seemed to be a significant spike in the number of AMP URLs being shown globally across the globe, with a 17% spike in AMP results in the US, almost 20% in Australia, over 30% in France, over 20% in Singapore, and so forth. And this is from Rank Ranger. Here's their chart showing the jump. So there definitely is an increase in AMP content showing up in mobile Google search results. Google, of course, said this is pretty obvious, but there's different competitive levels across different regions of Google. So Google Canada versus Google France versus Google US. Searching for some keywords there differentiate. And because there's more competition, doesn't mean that if you rank number one in Google Canada, that you'll rank number one in Google US. It's not the way it works, and John Mueller of Google had to say that. Google said if you are going to go to HTTPS, do it all at once. Don't do page by page. Don't do section by section. Do it all at once. It makes it easier for Google to understand what's going on, and it makes the whole process of switching over to HTTPS faster in terms of Google rankings. Google is testing movie results with audience reviews. There's a new section called Audience Reviews in some queries. So you can see here it shows audience reviews in the knowledge panel for movies. I wasn't able to replicate this myself, but it's definitely been happening. Google has expanded their phone organic call links or call extensions. I don't know what you call it exactly. We saw this back in 2016, where they had these links in the organic results that let you click to call, and that's now being expanded according to Rank Ranger globally. And definitely a lot of people are noticing them now, as opposed to back then. What's rolling out now, or actually live now, are the Google Local Finder website mentions. And again, this was pretty significant because you can see here in the local results, I did a search for used cars, and in the local results it's saying their website mentioned used cars. And that's a pretty significant thing. Google Local is actually showing you they know what the website of that local business is saying, and Google says in their local guidelines around ranking better in local that they don't mention website content. They don't mention the website itself of the business. They just mention user reviews, local, proximity, query, etc., but not content on the website. So that's pretty significant, showing that Google Local knows website mentions. Google still supports what's called PubSub HubHubbub. PubSub HubHubbub. It's basically a way, back when the blogging industry became pretty big about 10, 15 years ago, it basically was a way to kind of ping Google or different search engines saying, here's new content, go get it. It's kind of like an XML sitemap approach, but it's more of a push to these different search engines. Now it's called WebSub, but Google supports it still, just in case you were wondering. It's one of those old topics from the past. Google has expanded Google has expanded the beta. I'm sorry, they have expanded the beta. The Google Search Console beta, the coverage report in the Google Search Console, they added an export feature, which is right over here, which gives you a lot of cool details and things you can export. Google Shopping has launched in the EU regions because of all the regulations and so forth, a new ad unit design, which looks like this. Let me show you the official one that they posted. Here you go. So it says, by Google, these are served by Google, these are served by Shopzilla. This is basically a custom, they're now allowing different comparison shopping engines to place ads in here, not just by Google, but other comparison ads, which is pretty cool. And we'll see how the EU reacts to that in terms of a way to kind of resolve their problems with the regulators. Google AdWords now lets you delete or cancel inactive accounts in bulk. If you are an account manager for different things, you can do that now in bulk, which is cool. Some people are noticing new AMP URLs in their analytics tools, specifically this USQP type of thing. You can see it here. That's just Google testing the faster version of AMP caching. If you see that, that's the faster version of AMP caching. They're testing that now. Big news on the news front is that Apple, when they launched iOS 11 and Mac High Sierra, they actually switched back from Bing to Google. Initially, Apple had a relationship with Google 3 or 4 years ago. They dropped it. They went with Bing, and now they're back with Google for their web search results on iOS and Mac. It was Google's 19th birthday, but before that, it was their 20th birthday. 20th and 20 years ago and like 20 days ago, Google registered Google.com, and to celebrate, Google had a very cool birthday surprise spinner, which actually brought you back to dozens and dozens of Google Doodles, different games you could play, and so forth. So happy birthday, Google! 19th birthday. It's their last year of being a teenager, and happy birthday. In any event, thanks so much for everybody for watching and listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Just so you know, for scheduling, next week and the following week, I'm offline on Thursday and Friday. I probably will try to schedule a video like I did last week when I was offline. And so the next 2 weeks, I'm offline Thursday and Friday. I'll try to schedule as many posts and videos as possible. And everyone who's fasting on Yom Kippur, have an easy fast, a meaningful year. Asking for forgiveness for anybody I upset with these videos or with my blog posts. And everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Again, today is Friday, September 29th. Everyone have a great weekend. Bye.